G'day, how's it going? Hope you're having a shit one. A couple weeks ago, I made a video editing your photos and had a lot of photos left over that I didn't get a chance to get to. I actually let Lamont go through some of your photos, download a whole bunch of them. This will be the first time I actually get to see them. Just to let you know, you might see me at some point in this video use a preset. I want to let you know that they're from my V4 pack. It's not done yet. They'll be out in a few months. I'm still finalizing it, but I do sell other Lightroom presets if you want to download those. It's all linked down in my description. Okay, first one. This is a sick picture in Belgium. I actually think I know the location of this one. I think my mate Casper actually shot some pictures here. Okay, that straight away, that needs to go. That doesn't need to be there. Boop. A big graduated filter from the top here. Some saturation up. I love that browny, dusty color. Someone said it's better to denoise the image before you start editing it. So I actually want to see if that makes a difference. Cool, well, I don't see a difference to any other way it denoises the picture, but whatever. If some random person on YouTube says it in the comments, it must be true. Always remember, kids. Okay, we're gonna take some purples out because there's a lot of strange purple in the windscreen here. Yeah, we can crush the blacks a little bit. This actually looks like a cover of dirt. If we add a little bit of fade to it and crush the blacks a little bit, something like that. Select subject. Okay, I think that did an all right job. But yeah, I'm gonna bring some texture up and some clarity because I feel like we're losing the car a little bit here. See if we can get a bit of the color back of the car. Bring a radial filter down from the bottom here, and we'll get another radial filter. I just want to see what happens if we invert it. What happens if we drop the exposure now? Oh, that's also so sick. We have a fair bit of shadows down here. We don't need to have it as crushed, but a darker shot is definitely really cool. I don't know what I like more, the brighter shot or the darker shot. Sometimes I just got to stand up. Or the brighter shot. I think I'm gonna go with the brighter one. This is a phenomenal shot. More dirt pictures. That makes me want to shoot more in the dirt, actually. Really cool, well done. Okay. Interesting composition.
Stop the cap.
Using a polarizer at least, so that's good. Obviously daytime, but still a lot of reflections parked under a tree. Yeah, straight away, obviously I noticed that the door's open. That's not a good look. It's gonna take a lot of energy to edit this one. Yeah, I feel like don't be afraid to ask the owner, hey, can we close the door for a picture? If it's gonna create a better photo, if you don't ask, you don't get. Let's just try and get a little bit of an edit going. Let's get some darker greens in there straight away. A radial filter from the top, get a bit more light going. Bring some saturation up, but bring it down towards the yellow to get a bit more of that warmer tone. Let's bring another radial filter over the car. Just try and bring up that exposure. Just gonna take all the greens out. And we have missed focus just slightly on the front of the car. So it's more focused towards the hood. Let's bring some of our highlights down here, just at the top of the tone curve. Because we have a lot of highlights in this image, maybe it might be better to give them a bit more of a matte look. And I just want to see what happens if we bring some saturation out of our windscreen here. Let's go for a little bit more orange in the mid-tones here. I need to take more of the image. I need to take like that much. I'm gonna flip it horizontally. Even get a ruler out. So that's where the mirror ends, down there. Okay, I'm gonna get a mask out. If this works, it'll be legendary. Wait for it. Bang! No more door. I'm actually pretty happy with that effort. There you go. No worries. So next time, fuck the door. Leave both of them open. Just send it to me. Don't worry. I'll get it out, mate. Before, after. I'm pretty happy with that. I'll take that. Oh, nothing beats a good New York street picture. Oh, this is just straight up fucking bang, bang, highlights up, you're fucking done. Like honestly, like what else do you want me to do? Like that's sick. I would rate that. It's super dark, it's super liminal, it's creepy, it's eerie. That as a print would be sick. Or just a whole set of pictures like this. You've nailed it. The silhouette, shooting through. I love it. If you're not from Australia, this is a Holden Tirana. It's sad that Holden don't make anything like this anymore. Naturally as well, you've got a 30mm, you've got a 1.4 aperture, so I understand that you want to use it. However, when we take photos of cars, if we look at the back here, the back is not in focus compared to the front. I think it's quite a cheap lens because we have a lot of these highlights off here. It's chromatic aberration. Let's just see if we can actually get rid of any of that. Probably better off to shoot this picture at an f2, maybe even a 2.5. That way we know we're getting the back of the car, at least the whole car in focus. I like to shoot cars with headlights on. However, we can just come into Lightroom here, put a dot there, in the brush tool, put another dot there, and make it a bit yellow because this car's gonna have halogen lights. LED lights would just look whack. And we can just try our best to turn the lights on. Nice, headlights are on. I'm gonna bring the highlights down a little bit. We have obviously a lot of sun. We're gonna have a radial filter acting as our sun as well. It's gonna come from this side. Maybe we can bring up some shadows. Okay, I'm just gonna dim a little bit of the color. I'm gonna bring it just a little bit towards the blue here. I'm gonna start off strong in the tone curve here. Bring the highlights down a little bit. A tiny bit of fade. We can crush the blacks a little bit. Gonna bring our red channel up a little bit. Bring a bit of purple down. And don't worry if this looks a bit shit at the moment because we're basically going to blend each one of these colors. Oh, I don't mind a bit more of the aqua look though. I think maybe a bit of clarity out even. Just gonna play around with some of the colors here. I mean, that's pretty much half of editing, right? It's just sort of up to interpretation to what you like and then moving around sliders. I find grass so annoying to edit. That's not kosher, baby. That's just annoying me now. I just realized that. I'm gonna get a graduated filter from the top here. Some exposure up, I think. What happens if we just chuck more fade in? We just crush those blacks a bit more fade. And we just get it nice and yellow, nice and orangey. Yeah, probably take some blues out. There's a lot of blues in the hood here and throughout the car. Red saturation can come up. Let's try another radial filter over here, just from the top. Yeah, put a bit of haze in maybe, bring the blacks up. Select subject. Yeah, it's done a pretty good job. And bring a bit more texture. So we have a bit more detail in the car. I'm actually kind of liking that. Let me just try one more radial filter, invert, try and bring a bit more central focus. For pressing Q, we get Band-Aid tool or clone stamp, depending on which one you prefer, which one works better. Probably get rid of some of this. Mitch, thanks for sending your photo of, I don't know if that's your Tirana. Could maybe work on the composition a little bit better. And just remember when you're shooting 3/4, we don't always need f1.4. Oh, what do we have here? It's quite messy, I'm not gonna lie. You know, we've got this really cool, I think this is what, fog, haze back here. There's a lot of darkness down the bottom here, which is just very distracting. Your subject, the bike, is blending in a lot with whatever's going on here along the fence line. I think, yeah, this would be a fence. There's a lot of shrubbery there as well. I feel like you've really missed a lot of the opportunity here with the haze to show some scale in your picture. And not to mention the highlights are blown out as well over here. So we could have gone for way less ISO. We don't need that during the day. I don't know what to do here. I actually like the color here straight out of camera. I actually think it's really nice. I might just accentuate that a little bit more. Whoa, what is going on with my Lightroom? So not even Lightroom likes this picture, bro. Like, I'm sorry. I don't know what to do with this picture. Now this is a great use of conditions and a really awesome car as well. Well done. I think we probably need a little bit of clarity to come in here, but I just want to see what happens. We get the brush tool out. We just create 2 little dots here. Bring some clarity out of our lights here. Maybe it could have been better to not use so much of the bush as the background. If we put the car in this position in the center of the road and you stepped into the middle of the road and shot down, that way we could have, again, had a bit more breathing room. So I just want to have a little bit of a play around with this image. I don't know what direction I sort of want to take it in. Let's bring some shadows back into it. We're going to crush the blacks a little bit. We can keep it nice and dark and moody. I like that. We bring a little bit of aqua in. Very small, minimal adjustments will go a long way. But I probably should have done this at the start. But yeah, a denoise is definitely due for this picture. So let's have a look here. That is incredible. Look at that. Especially on the windows, you can really see the difference here. Just want to bring the exposure down a little bit. I do love a dark, moody shot. And I always like to play with the white balance just to see what will happen. A bit more yellowy, yellow and green. What if we played into that a little bit more? In the blue channel, the highlights of the blues down to more of the yellows, and also mixed it with some aqua highlights. That's looking dirty. It is a little bit dark where the car is though. Bring some highlights up. And we'll try a graduated filter onto the ground here. Some more clarity. I want to see what happens when we put a radial filter over the corner of the image here. Add a little bit more light from that side. In the calibration, let's boost some saturation here, just in the blue section. Actually, I don't like this edit anymore, actually. I'm gonna fix it. I think it's the greens that I don't like. It's too much green. Doesn't need this on the ground. For after. That's a great picture and awesome car. Is that someone's camera bag? Bro, don't do that, please. That's a bag, I'm pretty sure. Almost certain. Unless it's a really big spider. Or like a wombat with spider legs. It's not in Australia, so it's not a spider. Because we do have spiders that big. Serious. Sick location. A lot of potential here. A lot of wasted space. A lot of random dirt here. Two other cars just sitting in the background. Yeah, a lot going on here. Cars not really in focus. It's a bad use of lighting here. The car would have been better if you got a bit closer, could get a sharper image. See, maybe it is sharp. It's just your camera's lacking quality. If you just rolled it forward a little bit more, it would have helped light up the back of the car a bit more as well. What I do like about your picture though, is that you are using the car and your surroundings. Straight away, we're getting rid of some of those oranges. They can go straight in the bin. We're gonna do a denoise and we'll then bring it into Photoshop later. We'll get rid of these cars and your backpack. Try and sharpen that image up a bit more. Bring some texture in. Clarity can come out. Bring our temperature down a bit. I'm gonna try a graduated filter from the top here. Darken that there. And then a radial filter over our subject. And another mask over the subject itself. That is not the subject. It's just not. Oh, quality is really dying here. Take some saturation out of the wheels. Gotta be careful not trying to make our red too pink here. Nice, I want a bit more color in here. I'm gonna bring another radial filter over here, invert it. Could probably just darken our whole surroundings here. Yeah, maybe a bit of clarity out actually. More texture in. Highlights down a little bit. What about a bit of fade? Can we crush? Nah, it's already got enough shadows. We don't need to do that. Bring it down. Move the highlights to the red. Bring those up with midtones. Let's bring it into Photoshop. We've got some cleaning up to do. Let's just try and take this bag out first. So, oh God. Is that obvious? Yeah, it is. Fuck. Oh my God, bro. Pick up your bag. Let's try fill. Good enough. Okay, this part's gonna be very interesting. Let's see what happens. I don't know how well this is gonna work. Generative fill. Remove. Wow. Holy shit. I can't believe how well that worked. And maybe just a few more distracting little points can come out like these ones. I'm actually really happy with this. That's the before and the after. I will take that. Thank you very much. I will send you the invoice later, mate. Snow picture. All right. I'm a slut for a good snow picture, to be honest. I love the fucking snow. Shot on an 85mm Sigma, f1.4. 1/100th. You've got it nice and sharp on your subject, which I'm guessing is the sign. It would have been better if we had a bit more subject isolation, like this character back here. I'll just show you quickly as well with the V4s, when you scroll over them. A lot of them are going to be made for night. Starting off strong, I'm going to have a nice S-curve here. Might even take some clarity out. That way we can get all the lights sort of popping. So we can still get that haziness from the lights without losing our sharpness. especially for night pictures. I'm a big fan of, going into the red channel, grabbing the center point here and just bringing it down towards the greens and aquas. Even just changing your white balance can actually make a huge difference. More of that dark green, or we can have more of the aqua. So we've got some really distracting blue parts down here. I might just try and take a bit of saturation out of that. Try and bump the saturation of the reds. Yeah, it's a great picture, but the more I'm editing it, the more I wish there was just someone standing here. Or I'm sorry if you sent a picture in and you didn't want it to be roasted and you can't take the criticism, but I do it out of love. If no one says anything, then I don't want you to be practicing the wrong techniques, basically. So I want every time you go out and take a picture, don't just be trigger happy and snap whatever. Really think about what you're shooting, why you like it, and how you can improve on it at each time. I'm gonna come into now our color grading. I'm gonna jump in. I'm probably just gonna use the highlight wheel actually, and just have a bit of a color boost here, and then also boost them a bit. This photo is shot on such a low ISO, so well done for that. Well done for taking night pictures and keeping your ISO really low. That's before, after. This is a sick picture. 2 SLS gold wings in the same spec. The tree reflection is definitely annoying me, but not a lot we can do about that. Need to bring the exposure up, but I appreciate that he shot it underexposed, so we're not gonna get any blown out images here. I think let's bring some highlights down, go for a nice matte look again, because we have a lot of highlights and reflections. Try a little bit of fade as well. We'll crush the blacks a little bit more fade. See if those yellows and oranges are doing much in the image. Could we bring those down? There's also probably a lot of blue in the paint. Could probably bring a little bit of blue out as well. These spots there, they're really annoying me. I'm gonna get rid of those. We're quite dark down the bottom here, so probably bring a radial filter just to bring some shadows out of the bottom here. And maybe a bit of clarity and texture. We could go a bit warmer. Let's see if we can bring a little bit of color into the shadows here. I'm sort of going for a bit more of a minimal edit here. We don't need a whole lot. Just a little bit of dark blue in the shadows there. Probably crush the blacks a little bit more. Silver cars are so good to edit. So easy to edit. Yeah, shooting 2 cars together is never easy. Pretty much the same as shooting 2 models. You have to think twice as much and making sure both cars work in a composition. I'm gonna try a radial filter from the top here. Just bringing a bit more light over the top of the car here. Ooh, a lot of chromatic aberration. See if we can take some of this out. And let's try denoise. One thing I'm noticing right now as well is this car has been wrapped with expel. And so when you use a polarizer on it, you get this strange warping. If we try and remove that door, because it's sort of just a bit of an eyesore at this point. If I were you, I would have just closed the door on that car. Or a really cool shot could have been through the door of your second car here of this car. Could have been nice as well. That's done a pretty alright job. Before, got the edit, and then enhanced and Photoshop. This is a Moody shot, straight out of the camera. Wow, what is this, like a hangar? An airport strip? Okay, and add a little bit of more fade. Something like that. Yeah, I want those highlights up. I'm gonna play into the shadows though, definitely. Bear with me. Bear with me. Gonna see what happens if we... Okay, we definitely have too much going on here. This part of the tone curve. But we're getting some good color in here. Maybe a bit more blue from the mid-tones here. I feel like I need to just center the car in frame here a little bit more. This little thing right here is annoying me. That's just gotta go. I feel like maybe there's too much negative space on the ground. This back wheel could use with some more highlights. Another reason why I just don't like black wheels. Like subject, bit of saturation out. Not an extreme amount where it doesn't look realistic with the golden hour. Yeah, maybe let's make it nice and golden. Nice crispy gold with a little bit of dark green in it. Let's try a radial filter, acting as our sun. Bring the exposure up a little bit more. And what happens if we move our yellows across to a bit more of an orange? Let's put a denoise on it, not because this image is noisy, but it does also enhance the sharpening a little bit, I've noticed as well. Yeah, look at that. Look at the logo here, before and after. So basically just doubles the pixel ratio of your image. Let's take this little guy out. He does not need to be there. Hopefully Lightroom doesn't let me down with some random... See what I mean? Like, Photoshop, it doesn't do this shit. Dude. No. Okay, that's good enough from a distance. Before, after. Minimal adjustments. It's a pretty simple edit, but I think that looks great. That's a phenomenal picture. Well done. Oh, holy shit. That is a cool picture. Where are you shooting cars like this? Where's my invite, bro? Wow, in the rain as well. So sick, man. A Yesco out in the rain by the docks. What is not to love about that? Did anyone see that recent photo shoot with the Yesco Absolute out in the snow? That was awesome. I want to be doing some shit like that. Okay. Chuck some points here in the tone curve. It's a little bit contrasty. A little bit of aqua. Oh, proper moody. Just being careful. I might have to come back and fix some of the red parts. Just zoom in. I'm gonna hit Y on my keyboard, just so I know I can get this red right. Wow, dude. This car is so sick. What happens if we make the yellow line here? Just let that stand out a bit more. Can we dehaze it a little bit more? I feel like we sort of need a brush tool. It's a little bit too much contrast and shadows on this side of the car here. Dude, this car is nuts. There is so much to look at. I feel like I still haven't quite got that red right. I've made it a bit more pink. What does a 2x1 crop look here? Literally like out of a movie. So sick. In the rain. I'm actually so proud of you. JPW Photo. You spelled photo wrong, but all good, bro. Very proud of you. Well done, son. That's one for the books. This thing over here is really annoying me though. Dude, I'm just a huge fan now of just generative fill. It's so good. Look, if AI is going to be around and photographers and videographers, if we're going to have to compete with it, if you can't beat them, join them. I mean, look at that. Look at the job it does. You wouldn't even know. You wouldn't even know. I like to go over sometimes when I'm clone stamping something at a lower opacity. I feel like it can help blend it a little bit better sometimes. 2x1 crop coming in, making it look extremely cinematic. Well done. Very happy with that. I'm honored to edit such an awesome picture. All right, Sean Milden. A portrait shoot. Fuck, I suck at editing portraits. My presets are just not made for portraiture. We've just slightly missed focus. It's more just on the cheek rather than being on the eye. Not that kind of cheek, mate. I get that we're at the beach here, but do we not agree that it's just a lot of negative space? To me, a landscape shot just really draws you in a lot more here. Bringing the highlights up a bit on the eyes here, just to help them glisten a bit more. Probably even go with a little bit more. I'll use a second mask here over the eye. I do know a few tips when it comes to portraiture. We don't want do extreme adjustments to eyes, so they don't have like cat eyes. But it does help to brush over them and increase highlights and exposure just a tiniest bit. Maybe some clarity out, a bit of texture. Maybe see what we can do with those greens here. I need Mitch Lale. He'll know what to do. I'm gonna just try and go over the face here and bring out a bit of clarity. Make the skin nice and soft. Maybe we could go the same for the arms and the hand. I'm gonna go into the blue channel, bring a bit of warmth back in. Oh, and you know what? I'm gonna bring a radial filter from the top here, just to act as a bit of light falling down onto her face here. Increase saturation a bit. We can bring the bottom of the tone curve up here. Have a little bit of fade. Crush the blacks a little bit. I do like dark green grass as well. The black tones. Maybe we can go over the lips. They have a nice pink red to them. I really don't want to, I know with portraiture, you don't want to overdo the edit. It's a nice, simple edit. I feel like I'm pretty happy with that. Okay, there's before and after. Thanks for sending your pictures in. I'll be doing plenty more of these anyway. Keep a lookout over on my Instagram at North Borders. Every now and again, I'll put up a story saying, if you want to send me some pictures. I've still got a few of these hoodies left, and I also have now recently made some hats, embroidered security cam on the back here as well. So if you want to get some hats, please do. That is all linked down in the description. Thanks for watching. Keep having yourself a shit one, and I'll see you in the next one.